So now we've got to choose between a few options for with B, C, D, E, and F. A, we've already got. We know that the answer here has got to be A because it's the only one with the second proposition being the conclusion. But how are we going to make this choice between all of these other ones? Well, here I want to really emphasize that the test I gave you, the little trick that you can use, it can be really, really helpful. And that's the why should I believe that trick and that's why I think trick. So let's focus in on this first one. The conclusion is we should make free healthcare available to everyone. Okay, let's do the that's why I think. If we're looking just at B as an option, I'm going to just kind of read my way through it. I'll start with the proposition number 2. We pay almost double per capita for healthcare of any nation that has a free system, and it would give workers the freedom to take chances, and they wouldn't be dependent on their workplace for insurance. And that's why it's just the humane thing to do, and that's why we should make free healthcare available to everyone. Well, as I read through that, it sort of makes sense, except that notice that 2, 3, and 4 here are, even if I took 2, 3, and 4 to be reasons to believe 5, they're separate reasons. They're each their own reason to believe that it's just the humane thing to do. But it's not a very good match because I've got this because here. It would give workers the freedom to take chances because they wouldn't be dependent on their workplace for insurance. And that means that I need 3 pointing at 5, right? 3 is a reason, 3 pointing at 4. 3 is a reason to believe 4. And that's not reflected here, so that can't be the right answer, right? Look at D. Starting with proposition 3, it would give workers the freedom to take chances, and that's why we pay almost double per capita for healthcare of any nation that has a free system. That doesn't really make sense, does it? They wouldn't be dependent on their workplace for insurance, and that's why we pay almost double per capita. That doesn't make sense either. It's just the humane thing to do, and that's why we pay almost double per capita. No, those aren't good reasons to believe it, right? So that's not the right answer. Well, how about this other one? How about E? Well, notice we can also do this test from the bottom up. I can say the conclusion and say, how do you know that? And see if the answers I'm given are the right ones. So I'm gonna start here and work my way up. Right? We should make free healthcare available to everyone. How do you know that? Well, there's 3 reasons given here. We pay almost double per capita. It would give workers the freedom to take chances, and it's the humane thing to do. Those are 3 good reasons to think that we should make free healthcare available to everyone. And notice that each of those reasons stands on its own. It's not linked. It's a separate reason on its own that makes sense, right? And then following up here from 3 and looking up, it would give workers the freedom to take chances. How do you know that? Because they wouldn't be dependent on their workplace for insurance. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. E is the right answer for this particular choice. You can do that with each and every one of these. You can work from the bottom up and say, how do you know that? Or you can work from the top down and say, that's why I believe the thing. And if the arguments as you reconstruct them that way make sense, you're off to the races, right? So, like, for example, let's look at this argument. How about this one with God and prayers? It makes no sense to ask God for things in prayer. Okay, so that's one of these 3. I'm going to pretend like I don't already know E is the right answer for the first of these. But of course, E is not a very good answer for this particular argument. Why not? Well, let's just focus in, for example, on the relationship that 3 has in E. if it's good, if your prayer is good, God will do it anyways. Well, how do you know that? Working your way up. I know that because if it's not good, he won't do it. Huh? That's not how I know that if it's good, God will do it anyways. I know that God will do the good thing anyways because I know God's good. He's like a good guy. He wants to do good things. He won't do the good thing because if it's not good, he won't do it. That's just not the right relationship, right? If it is good, God will do it anyway. It's now going down. If it is good, God will do it anyway. And that's why I think it makes no sense to ask God for things in prayer. Well, that sort of makes sense, but notice how much that leaves out, right? That on its own doesn't seem like a very good reason to believe one, right? In fact, it feels like I kind of need to take some more steps, right? So let's actually look at B, going from the top. The thing you ask for is either good or it's not. And if it's good, God will do it anyways. And if it's not good, he won't do it, of course. Those three ideas are being presented together as a reason to believe that in neither case can your prayer make any difference. Does that make sense? Or do it the other way around. In neither case can your prayer make any difference. Why do you believe that? Because it's either going to be good or bad. And if it's good, God will do it anyways. And if it's not good, he won't do it. Those make sense both ways, right? Those arguments fit together in a way that none of the other patterns do. And that's why I know that B is the best answer for this particular argument.